NASCAR Hall of Fame member Dale Jarrett says he believes Tyler Reddick and Christopher Bell are your next superstars to come. NASCAR on NBC analyst also sees how Reddick and Bell's dirt racing history is going well with the next generation car, and could impress car owners in looking out for future drivers there. Jarrett said of Reddick and Bell, "I think they're so good, so talented. The past they've come up with, I think, means a lot about the way they handle these cars and what they can get from them, which others have more difficulty getting. I think these are the two names that are in the best position as long as they remain in their current team. It will be hard to dominate in one respect, but they will win more often than many other people out there." Reddick and Bell teamed up to win 7 of last 25 Cup races, including Reddick's victory at the Circuit of Americas last weekend. Since the start of last year's playoffs at Darlington Raceway, Bell has won 2 wins, drawn with Reddick and William Byron, and outperformed only 3 wins by last champion Joey Logano. Bell's top 10 in this 16-race series, with exception of Denny Hamlin, who had 11 top 10s, is more than any driver in the series at time. "I think we've already seen them," Jarrett said of Reddick and Bell. "Now they're getting point where they have the experience to know what expect in all different track types in these races." Both drivers have almost the same number of departures. Reddick has 116 Cup starts, Bell has 114. They both have 4 trophies. Of the current full-time Cup riders, only Brad Keselowski has won more than Reddick and Bell in the first 116 Cup starts. The next 3 races, which started at Richmond Raceway this weekend, went well for Bell. Joe Gibbs Racing has finished 6th or better in his last 4 Richmond races, including second place he took last August. Then comes the land race in Bristol. The 28-year-old will be among the favorites due to his extensive dirt racing history. After Bristol comes Martinsville. Ross Chastain is remembered for his video game move, last time the series competed there, while Bell won race. It was his second time in the playoffs that Bell had to win and win to advance. Team chief Adam Stevens said, "There's absolutely no limit for Bell, who won the Charlotte Roval playoff race last October. He is young. It is healing with great speed. He is already extremely good. You can't hide the talent you have." It was the same kind of talent that led 23XI Racing to sign a contract with Reddick for the 2024 season last summer. When Richard Childress Racing picked up Kyle Busch for this season, the team removed Reddick from the final year of his contract and allowed him to join 23XI Racing from this season onwards. 27-year-old Reddick is making a sound with his new team. Toyotas competed in road courses despite Bell's win at Charlotte Roval last year. Reddick had the dominant car at COTA, giving Toyota its first victory of the season. Following Reddick's victory over weekend, Hamlin, co-owner of 23XI Racing, said, "That's why I went after him. I wanted to get ahead of all the other teams because I knew he would be most envied free agent in a very, very long time. It cost me a lot of money to do this, but it pays dividends. You have to have a driver who you think can lead you to championships and win victories for decades. I think that man is ours. He will not stop at the courses. Dirt races, short tracks, fast roads have what we need on every racetrack we go to." After making his first series in 2013, Reddick directed most of the 2014 Trucks program for Brad Keselowski's team. He finished second in 2015 and won 3 races with Keselowski's team before moving to Chip Ganassi Racing's Xfinity team in 2017. Reddick went to JR Motorsports in 2018 and won the Xfinity Championship. He repeated it in 2019 but won the crown with Richard Childress Racing. In 2020, he switched to the RCR's Cup program and scored victories in Road America, Indianapolis Road Course, and Texas. Bell's path was organized by Toyota Racing Development and took him from dirt roads to the Cup. He took the title of 2017 Truck and won 15 of the 66 Xfinity startups in 2018-19, 2 full-time seasons in this series. Eventually, Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota decided to replace Erik Jones with Bell in 2021. Bell spent his debut season last year, winning in New Hampshire, Charlotte Roval and Martinsville. Jarrett sees this ability in both Reddick and Bell, partly from their dirty past. "I really believe that their car control is my favorite thing," Jarrett said. "You see someone like Reddick, what they did at COTA and did a few times in road courses last year, he was able to run his car that fast but still didn't have to give up. This is a skill you can do. Christopher Bell is doing the same thing. We see this happening on short tracks and on tough tracks where tire saving is a little important. Not because they are trying to protect the tire, but only because driving experience and driving skills ensure that these cars do not abuse their tires as much as others have to try keep up with speed." 2. What now? In a rare public acceptance, NASCAR said it was disappointed that the National Motorsport Appeals Panel had overturned some of the penalties imposed on Hendrick Motorsports this week. The appeals committee has cancelled the 100-point penalty given to Hendrick drivers Alex Bowman, William Byron and Kyle Larson, and a 10-point playoff penalty for each. NASCAR said, "The scorecard penalty is a powerful deterrent necessary to manage garage in the wake of rule book violations, and we believe this is an important part of penalty in this case and forward-looking." The appeals board agreed with NASCAR that each of Hendrick Motorsports cars violated the rules by replacing the bonnet shutters. NASCAR discovered the problem before training in Phoenix on March 10, and after that training session received the hood shutters. The appeals panel fined 4 Hendrick team chiefs $100,000 each for the breach and suspended them from 4 races. The appeals panel did not disclose the reason for changing NASCAR's penalty. Hendrick Motorsports cited 3 key elements when he announced that he would appeal the penalties. These 3 factors were, the shutters provided to teams through NASCAR's mandatory single-source supplier do not match the design offered by the manufacturer and approved by NASCAR. Inconsistent and unclear communication documented by the sanctioned body, especially with regard to blinds. The recent comparable penalties awarded by NASCAR were related to issues discovered during a post-race review. When National Motorsport Appeals Panel amended a NASCAR penalty last year, annulling the 25-point penalty given William Byron for carefully spinning Denny Hamlin in Texas, but raising Byron's fine from $50,000 to $100,000, NASCAR made a change rule book 2 days later. NASCAR removed word, so there was no choice between point penalty or fine, but such violation would constitute point penalty and fine. The question is whether NASCAR will make any changes rule book this time to prevent the appeals panel from changing penalty similar Hendrick violation again in this way, perhaps something that more clearly states that violation found before race is violation. This means that during the new generation period, a team was penalized with points for a violation found before the race.